Russia is preparing to use chemical weapons in Ukraine. This statement was made by several Western politicians during the last days. It was stated in particular by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, NATO Secretary General Jen Stoltenberg. They are talking about highly toxic substances, weapons of mass destruction, which are prohibited by the Geneva Convention. Mainly these are substances such as leucide, mustard gas, sarin, zoman, VX. They can poison and kill a significant number of people. The world started actively developing chemical weapons in the 19th century, but chemical weapons were banned before they were first used. This statement was enshrined in the Hague Convention as early as 1899, but this didn't stop Germany during the First World War. In April 1915, the Germans used chlorine, and in the first hours after the attack, about 6,000 people died. In response, the French next year used hydrochloric acid against the Germans. In total, during the First World War, the countries used about 125,000 tons of toxic chemicals. At least 100,000 people have been killed and nearly 1.5 million affected. As a result, in Geneva in 1925, 37 countries signed a protocol banning the usage of suffocating, caustic or other similar gases and bacteriological agents in war. However, countries continued to develop chemical weapons. Finally, in 1993, the countries signed the Convention on the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It has been ratified by 189 states, and they had to provide the newly created Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons with data on all their stockpiles of dangerous substances. They also promised to destroy the chemical weapons they had. But not all countries destroyed it. In 2015, Russia openly spoke in support of the regime of Syrian dictator Bashar Assad. He used chemical weapons against his own population at least 30 times. The gas took the lives of thousands of innocent people, including many children. Moreover, regular usage of lethal gases occurred after Russia's intervention. And what is more important, the Assad regime used chemical weapons right after statements that the rebels were going to do it. Already in 2017, Russia announced the complete elimination of its stockpiles of chemical weapons, but defecting agents and former intelligence officials have repeatedly testified that the money Russia received for the elimination of chemical weapons actually went to developing new types of gas. Is it worth trusting official Moscow, which today says it hasn't attacked Ukraine, talks about Ukrainian trained killer birds, and is looking for volunteers in Assad's army? No. But if it is not stopped now, the world will get a new genocide right in front of him. And this time Russia tries to destroy not just Ukraine, but the world order as it is.